That's the situation at the beginning of turn 7. We finally managed to paralyze this German LMG team near the church, but we lost the 2nd Platoon HQ and the 2nd Squad of the 2nd Platoon, also the 3rd Squad of the 2nd Platoon. So we need to deal with this situation here. We need to reconstitute the Platoon HQ ASAP. Maybe the XO over here can do this with the 1st Squad. And we need now to advance into the church and clear the hill where the sniper, still unspotted, is firing into the village, and this hedgerow bocage here, and maybe deal with those German forces in the woods and the hedgerows over there. So let's see how that goes. The company HQ, still in the staging area, has 3 command points and will activate 1st Platoon over here, 3rd Platoon over here, and the 1st Sergeant in the open fields. 1st Platoon HQ will leave this covered position here together with the remaining fire teams of the 3rd Squad, and they will move into this covered position and the hedgerows here, which marks them exposed. But now the 1st Platoon will order the 2nd Squad to attempt spotting the sniper. We got the crosshairs, so the sniper finally is spotted, and our units on this card will open fire. It's an LMG team and 2 rifle squads, so we're gonna put down some automatic fire onto the sniper. The 3rd Platoon HQ, which is in this covered position here, together with the 1st Squad, 3rd Squad, and an assault team of the platoon, will first deploy a purple smoke grenade, which has an ceasefire command, so to stop all the adjacent units firing onto this card. Currently there are no enemy units firing on this card, obviously, so maybe we should move all these guys onto the card. So first we're gonna order the assault team to try and infiltrate into the church. Draw 2 cards for no effect. Gonna exhort, another card, nope. No effect, so they're gonna move and be exposed because infiltration was not successful. And I think we're then gonna spend 2 commands to make a platoon move together, 1st Squad, 3rd Squad, and 3rd Platoon HQ onto the church. We need to secure this position though. That is what we need to do. Spend 2 more commands. Take those guys and move out. So they go on the same position as the assault team, obviously. And all of them are exposed now. The 1st Sergeant is here in this covered position in the open fields, together with the artillery forward observer and a pinned fire team. So first he gonna try and rally the fire team. No success. Then exhort. No success. 2 commands spent, 5 remaining. Then 1st Sergeant will order the artillery forward observer to move into the covered position, into the buildings here in the village, to meet with 1st Squad of the 1st Platoon. They are now in the building, and of course I need to mark them exposed. Next, 1st Sergeant is going to move... Yeah, where shall we move him? Shall we move him over here or back here? So I want to kind of use him to rally all those forces over here on the next turn. So he gonna move out of cover. Will be exposed then. And he gotta move... not sure. I would say over here maybe. Maybe even into this covered position. Now we get 1 initiative point for the executing officer, which is over here in the woods, together with the first squad of the 2nd platoon. But because he is out of communications with the company HQ, there is no... oh wait, I could have done this. So let's assume... I mean, that would not help us for this turn, but let's assume the 3rd platoon, leaving this card, did indeed also deploy a phone line. So next turn the XO will be in communications again, which is great. Reconstitute 2nd platoon HQ in this position here. So the first squad gets reduced by 1, but we got our 2nd platoon HQ back in the game. What shall we do with 2 points of general initiative? I would say try to find some cover here. So an entrance into the church. And that should be done by... Ah, come on. Shall be done by the 1st. They did not manage to find an entrance into the church, which is not the best. Yeah, maybe the 2nd squad of the 1st platoon moves over here into the cemetery to pick up the casualties next turn. Yeah. Alright, that's... sounds reasonable, right? There is no enemy higher HQ event, which then means we're gonna check for activity, and we check for this rifle squad first, which is unspotted and firing. Okay, so they automatically try to concentrate fire. They are successfully concentrating fire onto this pinned team here. So let's check on the sniper. Defensive activity hierarchy is spotted and has line of sight to US units. So they're gonna move 1 card away from our units. So they would move back to here, which is in line of sight of this squad. They could move here, which is in line of sight of the paralyzed team. They could move here, which is again... So they would have to move 2 cards back. So there is none. Next priority is the card with the highest terrain value. More than one of the... Okay. So highest terrain... might be this one. So I'm gonna draw actually a terrain card to check which kind of terrain we get here. An orchard with a +1 terrain. So the sniper team moves back into the hedgerow bocage over here, and actually those guys should have opened fire onto this card. I mean, that's no effect now, but to be sure, that's how it should have been. Okay, next is we have those two remaining, 2 out of 2, so we check for the paralyzed, pinned and paralyzed unit. It's pinned undercover on an US occupied card, and we check out of 5. 3 out of 5. They will try to rally, so remove the pinned marker, that is, I guess. 2 cards, and they remove the pinned marker, actually. And finally, the LMG squad over there. The LMG squad over there will then try to concentrate fire, I guess. Yes. But does not manage to do so. So now we gonna capture this paralyzed unit. Prisoners captured, right. Those guys gonna retreat. So the paralyzed team here will retreat into the staging area. It's only unpinned units, right? So the assault team, previous assault team, which is paralyzed here, is pinned, so it cannot retreat. I'm not sure whether the little team also is going to retreat. I think that's only the case if there are casualties, and then they will pick up the casualties and move back. So we let them stay put in this covered position here. Okay, now we gonna pop the smoke here, purple smoke, come on, which is a ceasefire command, and all adjacent units firing will indeed stop firing. So we remove all these volume of fire and PDF markers. Actually, I missed to adjust this. The sniper team, which retreated from this hill into these hedgerows, is going to open fire again onto this exposed squad in the cemetery and put down, well, for sniper fire, the heavy volume of fire is going to aim on the squad, and to be absolutely correct, there is small arms fire onto this card. And we have indeed one potential contact marker to resolve, which is this A marker in the church, and we are still engaged. Now that's funny. We have another LMG team undercover, and I actually made a mistake here. Might have done this before a few times now. The enemy forces package tables cover mentioned, if a cover is mentioned, kinda is higher in priority than the standard cover mentioned in the mission briefing. So this calls not for trenches as in the mission briefing, but for foxholes, which give 1 point of cover less of you than the trenches. Okay, so we have another unspotted LNG team in foxholes near the church attacking our exposed forces of the 3rd platoon. We are now going into the combat effects segment, and we managed to cease fire with these units. We have this unspotted LMG team under foxholes here engaging 3rd platoon. Unfortunately, the 1st LMG team over here is still firing onto the hill, although the sniper retreated into the hedgerows here and now is firing on the 2nd squad of the 1st platoon over here, and this paralyzed team on the right flank is still under fire by the rifle squad and the LMG squad. So we have 1, 2, 3 combats to resolve. Let's check. It's 2 out of 3, so 1, 2. This one first, the unspotted LMG team firing onto the forward forces of the 3rd platoon, which are exposed in the open here. Really bad news, and we're gonna resolve this kind of step by step. There is a natural cover of 3. They are under automatic weapons fire and exposed, so that equals out to 0. And we start checking for the assault team. At 0 is a pin, so we're gonna mark that assault team pinned. Now 3rd platoon HQ, at 0 is a pin as well. Okay. Now the 3rd squad, and on a 0 it's a hit actually. That's not good. So this is a line, and they get 1 paralyzed team and a fire team. So paralyzed and a fire team. That's not good. So they are then pinned as well. And the 1st squad is also hit, and also 1 paralyzed team there. So that gets reduced. And there is another, sorry for the camera bump, another paralyzed team in here. All of them pinned. It is this exposed 2nd squad of the 1st platoon under sniper fire. So a heavy weapons volume of fire applies. We got a 1 cover here. -5 makes a -4, so that will be a hit. Yes, it's a hit. And 2 paralyzed teams. Oh man. They are hitting hard. So 1 fire team and 2 paralyzed teams. And of course they are then pinned. Yeah, we are taking heavy casualties now. Let's hope we can rally those. And now we have the paralyzed team there, which has a 3, 4. 4 minus 2 is +2. It's a hit. And it stays paralyzed. Okay. So that is then the situation on the end of turn 7. We are engaged here by the sniper that actually did quite some damage onto this squad here. We got 2 paralyzed teams in the church or near the church due to the fire of this new LMG team there. And over there on the right, nothing changes. It's the beginning of turn 8. We are still engaged by this sniper team from the hedgerows here, firing onto this mostly paralyzed and pinned team in the open cemetery. We still need to clear the hill and this hedgerow bocage of potential enemy contacts. We are still engaged by these 2 squads on the top, and this LMG team near the church, the new LMG team, yeah, really hit us hard here. 1 squad is mostly paralyzed, and all these forces are pinned there in the open, and that's a problem. We need to spot this LMG team, and we need to, I think, move this LMG team of the 1st squad into the trenches here on the hill to fight against the sniper, or Yeah, it's the only spotted one, so against the sniper first, and after that against this LMG squad over there. That's the plan. Company HQ got 3 command points. Will activate first platoon, will activate second platoon, and yeah, third platoon as well, I guess. First platoon got 2 commands, will spend them all by popping some red smoke here to make the fire team stop firing onto this card, but shift fire over here. Then it will also order the LMG team to move into the entrenched position on top of the hill. So this is exposed, but inside the trenches now. Therefore they stopped firing on this card, and there is now small arms fire, but that will go away as soon as the smoke pops. The second platoon HQ, which was reconstituted in this position by the executing officer, gives an order to the first platoon to move out into this hedgerow bocage over here to clear this position. So now that is of course exposed. The second platoon HQ will then move into this covered position back here. So it is then exposed as well. These 2 commands spent, 6 remaining, got a good draw here. It will now try to rally the litter team. No effect, so it will exhort. And there is a rally, so the litter team gets rallied to a fire team. So I guess it will order the LMG team, so that's another command spent, to move up into the woods where the XO is holding his ground. Okay, so we got this ammunition still in this cover here. Outside there is still this pinned fire team. So now the third platoon here pinned with its forces. One whole squad is here kinda torn to pieces, 2 paralyzed teams there, and because it is pinned there is a -1 on the command draw, so they have now 5 command points and will first of all try to unpin themselves, which is not successful. That's a -1 command. Okay, so we need to spot this guy. That's the problem, right? What can we do? We can hope for good initiative, so these guys could try to spot him. So third platoon will try to rally the assault team. No. Exhort, no. Oh, that's a real problem now. Then try to rally the squad, I think. 1 card and exhort, and this time that was successful, but no commands left. So this is unpinned. XO is here in this covered position in the woods. He could move back and try help rallying the second platoon, maybe. And he has no line of sight to any enemy unit. Otherwise, he could have ordered the mortar section to open fire. But because they are in communication, the mortar section has a field phone. He will then order the mortar section to move into the village. And it will do so. Gets thereby exposed. And now the first sergeant, and the first sergeant is back here in this cover position. And the plan was to move him over here, try and help rallying those forces. He could go back into the reserve, or the staging area, I should say, because there is a paralyzed and a litter team. He could rally those. Or what could he do instead? We have the 2nd Platoon HQ here, which can rally these forces, so I'd say, I mean, he could move over to this covered position and order the HMG to move somewhere. Where would that be? The plan was to move it into the church tower, right? But we still haven't cleared the church from enemy contacts, and we didn't even manage to find an entrance into the church that was not barricaded or something like that. So that will not happen, as it seems. So first sergeant will move back into the staging area, getting exposed, and try to... how many commands does he have? 5, so that's 4. Then he orders or makes an rally attempt on the paralyzed team. 3 cards because he is a veteran officer. So we have a rally. This paralyzed team rallies to a litter team. Then he will... he has still 3 commands remaining. We'll try to rally the litter team to a fire team. 1, 2, 3, and that is successful. So this litter team is now a fire team again. And he will try to rally the litter team too. I think that is possible on the same turn. So there is no rally on the cards. He will exhort, but that does not help either, so he will save 1 command point for the next turn. Now to the general initiative phase. We got a good draw here with 4 points, and first we try to spot this LMG team here with the first squad of the 1st platoon. They do not spot, but now the 1st squad of the 3rd platoon can try it. No effect. That's a shame. So we have 2 points left, right? Oh, and actually I see the LMG should have opened fire here onto the sniper. Let's place some automatic volume of fire here. What can we do? Maybe this platoon should check for cover there. It's a 4-card draw. And indeed, they do find some light cover, which is good. And now we have 1 initiative point remaining. We could try to unpin the fire team, which would reduce their cover value by 1. So not the best idea, I guess. We can try to unpin this paralyzed team so it can retreat. No effect, so that was not the best general initiative ever had. Sorry for that. We got no enemy higher HQ event, so we check for enemy activity, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 units here, and I think it doesn't matter which unit starts first. So let's begin with the sniper team firing onto this mostly paralyzed squad here, and it is spotted and has line of sight, so it will try to move away. Again, move a good order sniper 1 card away from any friendly units during each activity check segment until it is out of friendly line of sight or has exited the map. That means it should have moved off the map last turn already, right? Probably. So the sniper moves off the map. Huh. Good news. Maybe that could have saved the squad over here. I'm not sure right now what the situation actually was. So maybe yes, maybe no. But that's then my fault. Okay. Next, let's check those. And I do not have to check, do I? No, because they will still continue firing on this card and try to concentrate fire. The LMG team first does not manage to do so, and the rifle team neither. So good news for this paralyzed team here. Now we have this engagement, the LMG team, which is now surrounded by our forces. No action, okay. It could have made a grenade attack actually. So let's be happy it has not. So now the red smoke pops, signaling those units here to stop fire, and the plan was to shift fire onto this card where the sniper was, but he retreated, so they do not fire onto this card, and the LMG can see this signal too, so they will actually then stop fire too. And we are now heavily engaged because we have friendly and unfriendly units on the same card, right? Engaged is 2 or more friendly occupied cards are under volume of fire. 1, 2, that's right. And in addition, at least 1 card has both enemy and friendly units on it. This one. So heavily engaged. We check this potential contact B here. Nah, come on. This one. Potential contact B on heavily engaged. 2 cards. 1 and 2. No contact made here. Which is good news for us, as we have quite a few things to kind of rally and reorganize our company. And then we have this potential contact B here. Again, 2 cards, and again no contact made. So that is indeed a good news. We cleared all those cards. Cleared maybe the wrong word, because we have still 1 enemy LMG team here, but all potential contacts are resolved. We do not need and we are not allowed to advance further. This is our limit of advance line over here. So now we need to get rid of the LMG team and yeah, hold this position, kind of advance onto this maximum of advance, and then build some defensive positions here. Maybe we can even finally get into the church. We have 2 combats to resolve. This one here in the church, this one over here. We start with this one, and actually I missed to place a crossfire mark here, right? Sorry for that. So we have a 3, a 4 for pinned, -2 is a +2 remains a pin. So this unit is still pinned there. And then we have this combat here. Let's start with this platoon, which is not pinned. It has a 3 -1. 3 -1 is 2, +2 is a hit. Aww. And it gets 1 paralyzed. Oh man. So 1 fire team and a paralyzed team, and those are now pinned again. That's not good. Okay. Next are those units here, which are indeed pinned. We start with the assault team. A 3, 4 -1 is 3, +3 is a miss. So the assault team is no longer pinned. Let's move it over here. Let's continue with the fire team. What did I say? +3 is a pin, so it stays pinned. The paralyzed team, +3 stays pinned. The other, +3 pinned. And the third platoon HQ, +3 is again pinned. So all these remain pinned. Together with these, only the assault team manages to kind of sneak out of the volume of fire there.